This is Seawolves. Storm? Or not.
Happy December, Seawolves. I'm Taylor Fitzgerald. The end is in sight as we're about to enter the last full week of classes, so buckle up for arguably the most stressful time of the semester, finals season. On the bright side, this means the holiday season is just around the corner, which I'm holly jolly about since it's my favorite time of year. I would like to remind you that this is a joint production between the students at the School of Communication and Journalism and the School of Marine and Atmospheric Science. My colleague, Peter Biandon, is a journalism student who has learned a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two from us atmospheric science students. So to help you plan your day, I'm going to pass it to Peter Biandon for the one-day forecast. Peter?
Hey Taylor. Well, over here the weather is warmer than it should be for winter. We have highs of 52 and lows of 35 and winds at 12 miles an hour coming in from the west. It's a bit brisk, so, don't go out in a t-shirt, but don't worry about it over much. We have global warming to thank for that. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Peter. I'm pretty shocked that we're still seeing temperatures in the 50s in December. As someone who likes to bundle up and look at the snowy scenery, I'm hoping temperatures start to drop a bit later on this season. This semester, as many of us know, has been filled with abrupt news. We've been keeping an eye on the conflict in the Middle East as tensions continue to rise. Christine Kelly is here to keep you updated and tell us more.
As Israel expands the war in Gaza, so does the devastation and despair.
We're pursuing Hamas wherever Hamas is hiding, in the north and in the south.
But the people of Gaza are paying the price. Saeed Sheta says he pulled his baby brother's lifeless body from the rubble. My brother's name was Muhammad, he says. He asked to say goodbye one last time. Gaza's Hamas-run ministry now puts the death toll above 15,000. Israel's military continues to drop leaflets, ordering residents to evacuate their homes.
In Gaza.
Every day, Israeli Defense Forces say they find more tunnels, claiming around 800 so far. Over the weekend, the USS Carney naval destroyer shot down drones fired at commercial ships in the Red Sea. Iran-backed Houthi rebels claimed responsibility. With the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas broken, more than 130 hostages remain in Gaza. 8 of them American, including 23-year-old Hirsch Goldberg-Polin.
If Hirsch can hear this, just know we love you. Stay strong. Survive.
Pain on both sides of the border as the war rages with no end in sight. Obviously, we've been focused on the war with Hamas, but we're fixated on something that didn't happen as well, which is hurricanes. Usually, we cover a lot of those on Seawolves Storm or Not. Oh, we haven't had a single hurricane this semester. So our friends Costa and Taylor have the insights.
Reporting here on the South Shore in Patchogue, New York, where we might predict a storm surge from an oncoming tropical system. However, we haven't experienced that this season. With why that is the case and the future of these storms, we talk with SOMAS professor Dr. Brian Coley.
This past summer was highly anomalous, primarily because instead of having a Bermuda high pressure off our coast, which steers storms usually toward the coast, we had a trough, an upper level trough, which actually took those storms and moved them more offshore toward Bermuda and so forth. The future, like climate change, the consensus is that these storms will likely become more intense in the future. They may not be more storms, but if we do get a storm because of increase in sea surface temperature and more moisture, these storms will likely become more intense as we go 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now.
With more on other storms that have hit our area, here is Taylor Fitzgerald. Taylor?
Thanks, Costa. Long Island has a vast history with tropical storms and hurricanes, such as the Great New England Hurricane of 1938, which made landfall just downshore from us in Bellport. This storm had surges up to 15 feet and winds up to 120 miles per hour. As a result of this storm, homes were damaged, power lines went down, and an unfortunate 60 lives were lost. In addition to this storm, there's Hurricane Carol, which made landfall on Fire Island in 1954 as a Category 3 hurricane. There's also Hurricane Gloria, which made landfall in Babylon in 1985, also as a Category 3. In more recent times, Hurricane Irene made landfall in Coney Island in 2011 as a tropical storm. Back to you, Costa.
It is important to be alert and be prepared with an evacuation plan in place if needed, as well as food, water, medicine, gas, and fully charged electronics to ride out a storm. Reporting from a gloomy but storm-free Patchogue, New York, back to y'all in the studio.
Well, thanks, Costa, and thank you, Taylor. I guess I'm, finally understanding, why we're not having hurricanes. But, not understanding something doesn't mean you're not afraid of it, and I'm still a bit afraid of hurricanes.
It's always okay to stay cautious, so just to make sure that no hurricanes snuck in, let's pass it over to Chelsea for the 7-day forecast. Chelsea?
Thanks, Taylor. I don't think any hurricanes happen this week, for it's pretty tame, unlike the week we're going to have. Behind me is a view of Port Jefferson, courtesy to EarthCam. And this is a glimpse of what our weather is going to be like this week, mostly cloudy skies. With the cloud cover, temperatures are going to be much warmer than we would expect in December. We start off Monday with a high of 52 and a low of 35. Tuesday, there will be a high of 44 and a low of 34. This temperature trend will continue on Wednesday with a high of 41 and a low of 26. And on Thursday, there will be a high of 40 and a low of 31. The temperature will pick up on Friday and over the weekend with a high of 49 and a low of 40. And on Saturday, there will be a high of 53 and a low of 45. There's a slight chance of rain happening on Sunday, but thankfully it won't be as cold, as it'll be a high of 49, 59, and 46. All in all, Storybrooke is doing pretty good weather-wise, so let's see if this trend continues with sports with Mike. Mike?
Thanks, Chelsea. As always, it was an up and down week in the world of Stony Brook sports. Apparently, Liberty and Bell were bad omens for the women's basketball team because when they came back home this Saturday, they looked exactly like they did before their trip to Minnesota. Facing off with their SUNY flagship rivals, the Buffalo Bulls, the ladies walked away with a dominant 83-52 victory. The Gonzalez girls, Gigi and Zeta, combined for 48 points, with Zeta scoring a career-high 26. 20 of Zeta's points came in the second half. As for the men's basketball team, they took the air out of the ball this week, dropping both games that they probably should have won. Despite shooting well on Wednesday, they lost 79-71 at Yale due to poor rebounding and ill-timed turnovers. It got worse on Saturday as they blew a 16-point lead at home to an inferior team, the Wagner Seahawks, and wound up losing 60-59. The men are now just 2-5 this year. That's all I've got for this week. Now over to you, Taylor, at the desk.
Thanks, Mike. I was with the band at the men's game on Saturday, and we were all on the edge of our seats towards the end. It was so tense, but I'm looking forward to their bounce back on Wednesday. I've got to spend the rest of my day cramming for homework that I should have gotten done a lot sooner, so make sure you're all practicing good time management skills for that healthy balance of fun and studying. That's all from me for now. I'm Taylor Fitzgerald. Thank you for watching, and have a great week, Seawolves.
This is Seawolves. Storm? Or not.